Hello, Cevdet. Hello, Chaba.
Hello, hello,
Hello, and
hello,
Christian is
hello, the
also with
global
us.
connection. Hello, the world. It's very nice to be at more than 100 countries. So I will have a few sentences and give the word to our friends. So as LGN, we are trying to be a collaborative network, and we are trying to create activity-based learning, because then we decided that how we can learn LTF, Lean Transformation Framework, in all institutes. That's only way is by practicing. Then we decided to make the Jishuken activities all over the world in different countries, different applications, and practicing together the institutes and the companies together. So then we will have a good case in Hungary, in Coloplast, and my friend Chaba will explain more detail the issues. Yes, Chaba, please.
Hello.
It's good.
Okay.
Start.
So I'll welcome you all to our session. We are going to share how do we use the Lean Transformation Framework and the activity-based learning to improve, to develop our global community. Christian Kratancic, the Senior Site Director of Coloplast Postponement and Distribution Center, is with me.
Hello, good evening.
He will share his experiences. I give you some insights what that co-learning activity means for us. I mean, means for LGN and for the other parties. And Cevdet will join us hopefully into the Q&A session, when we can answer your very interesting and inspirational questions. We have Mark Reich from LEI US. Unfortunately, he's not with us, but we send all of our greetings to him to get better. So just back to the first sentences with Cevdet. We formed a co-learning group within LGN in order to enhance our collaborative learning. And we set up three major goals. First is develop the common understanding or lean thinking and practice through learn by doing to be practical. Then create value for LGN co-learning partners like Christian from the PDC, because we are only able to learn at Gamba. Then to create a standard approach based on the Lean Transformation Framework. And that three main purposes will grant benefit for all of the parties. The host companies, they can make improvements and generate benefits for themselves, as well as creating a learning platform for lean thinking and practice. Then what is the benefit for LGN? It's simply just we want to develop one LGN as an organization. So it's helping us to be one of these kind of. And then the local institutes, when they are joining these co-learning events, they can learn to apply the Lean Transformation Framework effectively based on the common tools and methodologies. So that's our initiative, and we call this as a learning for a Lean Transformation Framework. So we use the 5 questions, 5 open questions, and 5 dimensions to guide ourselves toward learning. The first is, what is the purpose? What situational problem do we want to solve? Then we use a process, how to improve the actual work. Then third, focusing on people, how to develop them, how to develop their capabilities. The fourth, what leadership behavior and management system do we need that really make things better? And then what is our basic thinking that will frame all of our activities and thinking? So going through, we call this co-learning event Jishuken, which is a hands-on learn by doing event. The term literally means self-learning in Japanese. We had the first event in 2019 at Autoliv, Poland. Then in the same year with GE Appliance in the US. And in 2020 in Coloplast Postponement and Distribution Center in Hungary. So what is the process behind? We do follow the PDCA cycle hand in hand with the lean transformation framework. The planned part is the preparation, where we define Jishuken objectives for host company using the LTF. Then we define Jishuken learning objectives for LGN participants for ourselves. And the third, we prepare the event and organize mixed teams, host plus LGN, just to maximize the learning. Then we have a week together. That's an execution, the do phase of the PDCA. We break down Jishuken objectives to team and individual learning objectives, establish a daily management for learning, and then grasp the situation, develop target condition, and do radical changes in short term using PDCA. The third phase, when we ended up with the Jishuken event, is a reflection. We use the check and act. We follow up progress with the host company, then do the reflection of the Jishuken using LTF with the company and inside LGN, and then we develop action plan for the next Jishuken based on our learning. We have people behind these activities. We organize ourselves for learning. The first line are the coaches. Their role is to challenge host leaders and team leaders, then to create learning environment. Finally, to make sure to get output in short term, so we can do really breakthrough changes by their guidances. Then the next level of this organization is team leaders. They are aligning the team activities, supporting the learning process at individual level, and coordinate between teams. Since we are doing things together, that's really important part of. Finally, we of course have the local leaders, since they are managing changes through, and they learn the LTF thinking, how to use the 5 dimensions, and they are in charge of establishing the basic management system for learning and for improvements. And finally, the team members, they are actively involved in this learning process. They achieve individual improvement and learning objectives by practicing lean thinking and lean tools. And we really focusing on to get results at the end, not just doing learning. So that's basically the framework for learning event. And I hand over the words to Christian, who will talk about this Jishuken event back to the last year.
Okay, thank you, Csaba. So, my name is Christian Kratancsik, and I'm director of Coloplast Postponement and Distribution Center in Hungary. I'd like to introduce my company shortly as a first step to you, and then our fantastic Jishuken event after that. The Coloplast story begins in 1954 in Denmark. Elisa Sørensen is a nurse. Her sister Tora just had an ostomy operation and is afraid to go out in public, fearing that her stoma might leak. Listening her sister's problem, Elise conceived with the idea of the first adhesive ostomy bag. Simple solution that makes a difference. Today, our business includes ostomy care, continence care, women's skin care, and interventional urology. We are operating globally and employ about 12,000 employees worldwide. Some words about PDC, or Postponement and Distribution Center. We have 6 base activities, but the main one is the postponement mechanism, which is basically a delay variant creation by late customization. It's a packaging work, basically. PDC provides the flexibility with handling low volume products by ensuring high efficiency at the manufacturing sites. Basically, our keyword is complexity. And I'm telling that because we have more than 20,000 SKUs. We are using more than 4,000 accessories. We have 900 work orders in a day, delivering to 81 countries from here, and handling 45 trucks per day. That's our complexity. And what is the basic business challenge? Basically, Coloplast is a growing company. Coloplast reported 6 to 8% organic growth year on year in the last decade. If it's continuing, then PDC needs to handle 30-40% volume increase in the coming 5 years, and preferably in the same building. The way what we have identified, we have to increase our throughput capacity, and we are going to do that with decreasing internal lead time. So that's our business challenge. The initial condition. Basically, this is the process flow what we have. The goods receiving, the warehousing, product picking from the warehouse, kit preparation for packaging work, then cross-docking and shipping the goods to the destination countries. For the Jishuken event, we choose the green ones just to handle and optimize that part. Basically, the initial condition is we had relatively long lead time, which is almost 2 days. We had a workaround process, which is a fast lane solution. Basically, if we received an urgent order, we used this process as a workaround. And we had quite many pallets in work in progress, almost 200,000, and we touched 5 times the materials. So it's basically the condition before. And the week, honestly, it was painful. I guess most of you know the Star Wars movies. This picture is about when the Jedi stopped their production. Sorry, Chevdet, but that was true. But going into the details, we were challenged continuously by senior coaches. Even if we were skeptical and tired, we collected several data. We have made different changes and experiments. We had 22 tracks altogether. It was a key to inform our employees continuously because it was a huge change to their daily life and daily work. We have implemented one-piece flow, basically one order, one pallet solution. Management participation, it was a must, basically. And finally, I can tell you that we were acting instead of discussing or analyzing. The initial condition I just described to you, that was relatively long lead time, workaround solution and other stuffs. But just after the Jishuken week, after 1 week, we were able to reduce the lead time to 12-14 hours. We were able to eliminate the fast lane solution because all became faster. And we were able to reduce the number of the pallets in work in progress and the work orders as well. And we touched only 2 times the materials. That was a very good achievement. And basically, we could stop at that time. But still, we had waste. And despite of the COVID-19 situation that we had at that time, we just wanted to continue. We just wanted to continue and did that, basically. Currently, nowadays, we have 8 to 10 hours lead time, which is approximately a shift of production. Still don't have fast lane solution. We are touching only 1 time the materials and reduce the work in progress to 72 pallets. So that's the condition that we have currently. And how to do that practically? We have used the lean transformation framework as it was mentioned by Csaba. How to improve the process? We have implemented one-piece flow. We have a level loading by production planning. New, well-visualized layout was created. Physical and system flow were synchronized. And how to develop the people? We started to train our employees how to solve the problems. It started with the management, managers, engineers, and now we are targeting the next group, the shift coordinators. Because they are in the first line, they have to react even in the night production. So they have to know how to do and what to do, how to handle the problems. We have implemented Go and C practice, and we are executing PDCA cycles. And what behavior is changed in the management? We have daily Gemba meetings. Basically, the full management is participating. We are evaluating the yesterday's numbers, KPIs, production, and we are acting fastly if it is needed. And we have implemented performance measurement, how to control the achieved result. And as I mentioned, the problem solving is an ongoing topic. But what did I learn out of that? As I can see, senior coach experiments is a key driver. They have a very deep knowledge. We have to plan more experiments instead of analysis. Management participation is essential. We need to improve our systematic problem-solving capability. And collaboration with all levels of the organization is a very, very big power. And finally, just what Lean does for me. And let me finish with a short story from my childhood years. I was approximately 10 years old when I had a discussion with my grandfather. He wasn't a well-educated, highly educated person, but know very well how the people are behaving. And he just gave me an advice at that time. And that was about learning. Learning from everybody, learning from everything. Even from the most stupid ones, because we can learn that at least how don't do that things. So Lean is a kind of continuous learning for me. Basically, that was about our company and our Jishuken event. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Christian, it's very good.
Thank you, Chavda.
Very good. Very good. So, yeah, I miss you as well. So I remember, but yeah, you said that it was difficult, but when I compare with my experience when I was in Toyota in Japan, the Jishuken activities, how painful they are. So we have a saying in Turkish that if you are in difficulty, the angel will help you more. So then you were in difficulty and you found the angel to help you. And I'm very happy that you progress more. Now, there are some good questions. Are there some other similar companies that you have benchmarked against to understanding if the lead time 8 hours in topping class? What do you think, Christian?
We didn't make a benchmark, but what we have identified is if we can reduce our lead time to this 8 hours, that's a level which is ensuring us a very good place in our operation. But most probably, if we are reducing more than what we can spend on that and what we have to pay on that, that's more like not a good business case. We are really good with this 8 hours level.
Yeah, considering the mix.
Yes, because
also,
as I mentioned, that we have 20,000 different SKUs, and that's the huge complexity.
Yeah, this portion is also very good of the question. Is the automation a part of the solution of this Jishuken event? And what's your next PDCA action?
If I have to answer regarding the automation, we continuously looking for kind of automation solutions in a bigger scale or on a smaller scale as well. But I have to mention again our complexity, because we have many types of boxes, different types of configurations, and you know, the base for automation is if you have more standardized processes, then you can automate that. So unfortunately, on a big scale, we cannot do that, but on a smaller scale, we are doing. And just an example, we have instruction for usage. It's basically a paper that we are buying from external companies, and we have a huge stock out of these papers. And now we just started our in-sourced activities. Basically, we are printing and folding our IFUs right at that time. So that's including into the 8 hours model as well. That's a kind of automation.
If you consider that most of the improvements are realized in 5 days time, then no time for automation to realize and other things. It's just practicing in the real case. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe Csaba, you can help on this question. That can you explain the coordination activities between the daily work and the Jishuken event?
Yeah,
Also,
thank you.
Christian can
Thank
help.
you for the question. I think the very important part of the daily operation is the daily management, as well as a key part for the Jishuken event. So we use the Jishuken event morning huddle to understand the current situation, which means they understand the current situation in the production or in the daily work, since we are just doing changes on a live case. So we have to consider all the aspects, not to kill the overall production, but really to help them to understand problems better and make the flow continuous. So, or Jishuken daily management system and meetings are just supporting the daily work of the people, of the coordinator, team leaders, and managers, not to improve, not to destroy the performance at the end.
Yeah, I may add also in this Jishuken activities, we have also a little changed the habit. Instead of end of the day management, we put the within the day management. Actually, it's also changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. From Edgar Augustin, there's a question that is Jishuken training event for managers to learn problem solving, and do you perform Jishuken regularly? Csaba?
Yes, that's definitely a complex learning event for the managers. I think Christian also can reflect in few words, because they understand the complexity of the frontline work, the Gamba work, the difficulties of the operators, the problems of the flow, the waste, the unevenness and burden of the people, and they really understand how to do quick PDCAs and get results. And what we plan is have a Jishuken, and then if the COVID situation allows us to have another Jishuken a few months later, just to keep the continuity. How do you see this learning as a manager, Christian?
That was really important, because at the beginning we just thought that the management will partly participating on the event, but after the first half day we just recognized we have to be there. And our supply chain director is a very good example, because he were basically living in this situation to learn everything and understand everything. Really good practice and really good learning.
Yeah, I remember. I remember the time. Yeah, I can also add one more thing about this. Actually, before COVID, we were practicing a few Jishuken activities all around the world as LGN, not only in Hungary as well, but as LGN also. After, I hope that this COVID will disappear one day and we will start to make the worldwide Jishuken activities again. Then we are waiting invitations for it, so you can contact with us. There's another question that how did you sustain the change you implemented, Christian? That's a good question.
Yes.
Was there a sustainment plan you put in place, and how do you monitor the progress?
Basically, we have ERP system where we are registering all of the movements for the materials. Basically, it's time stamps. And we were able to get out this data from the system itself. So we have a very good reporting just to check how the lead times are changing between the different phases. So we have basically a KPI, but we are checking continuously. And if we could see major or drastic changes, we could react. But to tell the truth, it's basically maintained on a good level. And the secret behind of that, I guess, we were able to create very good processes together.
Yeah, I can say also to Christian, what you did good when I like the presentation that later, after Jishuken finished, you still continue to progress. That's a very good point. And this is And this is most related with not the tools and the other things. It's related with, I assume, management commitment. That's what's strong in your place. Yes,
Thank you,
Attila
Chad.
has a question. Yeah, Attila has a good question. That what's the biggest obstacle you had to overcome? Maybe both of you can answer this one. Yeah, biggest obstacle. You know that.
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
Csaba, do you have anything?
Is it technical?
I think it's just this COVID situation made the progress very difficult. Sometimes
Maybe you are
it's
right.
working, it's easy to implement changes. Sometimes it's too long. But at the end, I think the next Jishuken will be driven by the next practical problem of the company, which is the cross-dock, if I do remember. Just a few words
But
about
maybe,
that. Yeah.
Csaba, maybe the question is related with what was the biggest obstacle during the Jishuken activities?
I see. Sorry, so I misunderstood. The biggest obstacle, it's complexity. So we had 20 people. We had 22 different changes initiated at the same time. So it was really a juggling experience or experiment. How can we align the different changes in the different areas, and not to overwhelm the managers with all of the changes, just to grasp the situation.
And if I could add one more, how to interpret the changes to our employees in the production, because they were working on such a kind of method for probably years or months, but now during the event we just changed rapidly the work, how we are placing the pallets, where we are placing the pallets, which kind of
right.
method to use. So it was very hard to transfer them. Why is it important? It was a really good people management journey as well.
And I assume that I can add that one of the things that maybe change the habits of people, habits of management as well. So that's why the Jedi required change. Yes. Yes, Thompson is here. So it's time.
So time is coming to an end. It is, Cevdet.
Yes, thank you. This opportunity. Thank you, Christian, for your sharing your experience, and thank you, Csaba, for your existence and support. That you did a very great job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cevdet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.